morning. Well, the season of Christmas, the 12 days, has run its course, faded into a gentle whimper. The hype, the excitement, the colour, the lights have faded and packed away for yet another year. I remember the weeks leading up to Christmas, driving around and seeing the gradual accumulation of lights on homes, sometimes shining from inside but mostly outside, filling the night sky with brilliant colours of these new LED lights festooning houses across the suburbs. And people making that annual pilgrimage to see the houses with the most lights, paying homage to the brightness and the colour and the hard work. Christmas came and went in a day of eating and drinking and festive activities. Faded away in the post-Christmas sales and the sport and preparations for New Year's Eve. And again, the crowds followed the lights as they gathered around the harbour and suburban parklands for fireworks. Fireworks to fill the night sky, to fill the darkness with light, with brilliant glowing light and colour and sound, to fill our world with light. And it's almost like we look to the heavens each year looking for light, enlightenment, meaning, hope, joy, fun, whatever it is. We make the annual pilgrimages to fireworks, to see the houses festooned with colour. And we come now to the season of Epiphany, a season of revelation, manifestation, a season of light. And we're told a story of another light in the sky, a star, of wise ones from afar. Are they priests? Are they kings? Are they sages? They're magicians, magoi, magi, astrologers, people who read the night skies and the stars and the planets and the astral phenomena. And in there they read the meaning and the hope and the joy and the tragedy and the struggle. And they read the signs of the times. And in reading the signs of the times, these astrologers from afar recognise the rising of a star that pointed to a new king, a king of the Jews, a new one born. And they set off on far distance to pay homage with gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh, fulfilling the prophecies and the hopes and the dreams and the metaphors and images and the meanings of a people, of Isaiah the prophet, of other prophets, speaking of the kings who would come from afar to pay homage to God in Jerusalem. That the nations would gather in this place and worship. And so they do in this humble story that Matthew tells. They come looking for a king, following a star that points to a Messiah, a light in the sky that will guide them and give meaning. And they meet an evil king, a brutal king, a violent king, one who will stop at nothing to do away with his enemies, those who threaten his power, his privilege, his right. And they go, and they find this young one, and they worship and pay homage. And in dreams and visions they are told to go home another way, that this evil king is threatening the young one. I wonder what it is they found in this one, that their dreams, their hopes, their passions, their reading of the heavens that has given them wisdom, has yielded this one that they've worshipped. And I wonder what it is that we find when we read the night skies, whether it's the stars and the moon and the planets, or whether it's the fireworks on New Year's Eve, or the coloured lights that light our sky leading into Christmas. I wonder what it is we see in the lights in our homes and the glitter on the baubles and the tinsel. And I wonder what it is we seek in a new year. I wonder what it is we hope to find. What wisdom. And as this story is told each year, and as people bring gifts and share gifts, I wonder what they hear. Some argue that this is a literal historical story that tells what actually happened, and others argue against it, that no, it's myths, and the arguments rage. But it's not until we stop and put ourselves into the story, this story that Matthew tells, this story of people from afar, wise ones who come to pay homage, of kings born and kings dying and kings who are violent, of a world that's torn apart in violence and jealousy and greed and power struggles, of a world where the innocent suffer and struggle, where the little ones dream and hope but are pushed down. In a world where there's joy and wonder, where people see great signs and visions and hopes, and a world that is filled with pain and challenge. And isn't that the world that we live in? And don't we look into the night sky? Don't we look into the faces of the wise ones, or the big ones, or the powerful ones, or the rich ones, or the ones that promise us the world? Don't we pay homage where we think there is wonder and wisdom and hope? Where there's a promise of more success, or more money, or more power, or more prestige? Don't we pay homage and bring the gifts of ourselves to bear at the altar at which we worship and sacrifice? And what is it we seek? What is it we give? What is it we hope to find? What is the wisdom that will draw us on to the new year? Not with false expectations and resolutions that will bite the dust before the end of the month. But how do we engage in a new year with its promise and its hope? With its expectations, but also the reality that there'll be hard times. That the world faces the news of the day. Violence and struggle and suffering, as well as moments of joy and wonder. Of the sky filled with sun and warmth. Of trees glowing in the early morning light. Of waterways and mountains and oceans. Of animals and birds and flowers. And of people. And of life lived, of stories around the table, shared, laughter, music, tears and laughter, joy and pain. That's life. And in this story, this simple story that Matthew tells, the one I find myself in, there is a hope, there is a light, there is a promise of light in this season of Epiphany. And the light comes not in celestial brightness, a star that guides the way, or fireworks that illuminate the darkness, but in this child born and reborn, the Christ that is born in human life again and again and again. Whenever hope flourishes and grows, whenever love flows out in generosity and sacrifice, whenever there's compassion and kindness, whenever we connect with one another and with the world around us, the creatures and the earth, whenever we're joined as one and we work together and we bring justice and hope and life to other people, God is present. The Christ is born. Christmas comes. And the world is alight with the wonder of love and hope. This for me is the story. The story is set in real life. And in the midst of it, the promise that God is with us. In the joy and the pain, in the hope and the despair. In the lives lived with courage and hope and flourishing. In lives lived with love and kindness and compassion and inclusion. the story becomes real. As we face up to the tyrants in our own lives and the tyrants in our world. When we face up to the greed that we see in others and in ourselves, the power struggles, and we seek ways of forgiveness and life and hope. This is a story of wise ones from afar who seek meaning and purpose, and God is revealed in the stars above, in the artistry and the creativity of people who read those stars and read them with passion, seeking meaning and depth and purpose. God is revealed despite the belief systems we hold. God is revealed. Wherever there is love, wherever there is passion, wherever there is life lived, God is there. And God holds us. And the promise that Matthew says is God is with us in everything. In everything. May this new year be a year of flourishing as we encounter the good and the evil, the hard and the easy, the joy and the pain. God is with us. May God be with you, guide, strengthen and enlighten your life. Amen.